What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode. That's right, we back. It's November 2nd, day of recording, but you guys are getting this on November 5th. Welcome back to an episode of Dubkast. I am happy to welcome you all. I hope everybody had a good Halloween. Hope all of you enjoyed your weekend and dressed up accordingly. Hope you guys enjoyed watching our last episode and checking out our goofy ways of dressing up. If you missed that episode, go back, check it out. I started off as Fallout and ended with Kratos. So, my own little cheap Dollar General take at, Kratos anyway. And then, Toxic Jedi over here. He was, of course, a skeleton. For
Off
those
of
of you that
Minecraft, dude.
Yeah, off of Minecraft.
Come on.
We kept it all video game related.
Yeah.
For those of you that are new here, I am your host, Trent, otherwise known as Dirty Assault, and I am joined by my co-host, Jeremy.
Toxic Jedi, baby.
That's right. You already heard me say it once, but that is the Toxic Jedi. You guys are in for a treat today. If you are keeping up with the gaming world, we have some exciting stuff to talk to you guys about in terms of last month and carrying over into this month for gaming news. And then, of course, you guys are going to get the best of both worlds in terms of us, right? So, you guys, I know you tune in because you love to hear about what's going on in our lives, right? No? Okay. Well, that's all right. No, all fun and games. But in all seriousness, I had a good weekend, man. I got to hang out, show my newborn off to the fam. She was a hedgehog, but not to be confused with Sonic the Hedgehog. Although I did contemplate maybe painting her blue, but I did not think that would go over well with the wife. But in all good fun, I enjoyed it. We didn't get very many trick-or-treaters, not on my block anyway, but it's always fun to see all the kids going around. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about that I thought was pretty interesting was that I kind of am hearing more and more, maybe it's just kind of coming with times, but a coworker of mine was talking about his daughters, how they wanted to special order their favorite anime characters. And it's just like kind of weird for me because I've always felt like I don't know, I've always felt like the anime clique has always been kind of small, keeping to themselves in a way. They have their own little, group.
Yeah.
And but with like social media or whatever, it seems like everybody's kind of realizing, oh, you watch anime? You're like, yeah. And you're like, oh shit, I thought we were keeping that quiet, man. Well, in
Yeah.
that case, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe I'm crazy, but I just feel like I've seen a lot more resurgence with anime. Maybe that has to do with the fact that like Netflix and other streaming platforms are starting to put out their own like exclusive animes, and so that's kind of creating like a little bit of a battle there. Some of that, and of course, things like Naruto getting put on like Netflix and just other animes, popular animes kind of getting cycled through, not just your typical Crunchyroll. So,
Yeah.
anyways, little story about that, but I just thought it was pretty exciting and interesting to hear that anime is still thriving and it's just continuing to, I think, get even more increasingly popular, right? Demon Slayer is a big one right now. So many others I don't even want to get into because I just casually watch anime. I don't like deep dive into it. But in terms of Halloween, I'm always excited to see like what is going to be the popular costumes or what's going to be the theme that is, I don't know, pretty common. I
Yeah,
guess.
like the trendy.
Yeah. And of course, this year, I seen people that were the island boy,
Yeah, did you
island
see it?
boy.
What?
So many people making comedies of that guy and other popular TikTok trends, and it just cracks me up.
I
But
was hoping to see more of the Squid Game characters.
right, actually, interesting thing about that. So a ban on those kind of outfits was set in place by some schools because kids at recess were playing the games on the playground.
I mean, but that's like red light, green light. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. Well, it I didn't read deep into it, but who's to say they're not like boom? You're like, whoa, 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 we're not playing like that, like tug of war. You have to jump off the jungle gym. It's a part
Yeah.
of the game. Like,
They're playing it on top of the jungle gym.
yeah. So who knows what lied with that story as to what those kids were doing, but yeah, I would have thought maybe some stuff like that. And it's always so crazy because throughout the year, I always talk to my wife about what some of the crazy ideas we should have, because when it gets close to Halloween, it seems like we always draw a blank, and then going past it, you're like, okay, we need to start thinking ahead of the game, making a list of good ideas, and it never works out that way. It always seems to be like the top trendy things towards closest to Halloween or something like that.
Yeah.
So, but how was your weekend?
It was pretty good, man. Just like you, we didn't have very many trick-or-treaters, but we took Ben out to like trunk or treats, since that was mainly where stuff was popping off at. And he was Mario, but we got him the special Odyssey hat.
There you go.
And it was pretty cool to see like how many people could identify Cappy from the normal Mario.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. But nah, dude, we're kind of in the same boat because next year we're gonna have Ariel and Ben for Halloween. And
You know what's interesting about what you just said? Sorry to
what?
cut you off. It's so interesting that Halloween encompasses costumes, and people love those secret nods at certain underlying details of a character. But then people look at things like Comic-Con and call that like nerd shit. And I'm like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Everybody
It's
enjoys dressing
same
up for
thing.
Halloween, but it's the same thing. It's just people that like doing it for certain events. I
Yeah.
just kind of think about that because it's so many times I feel like those events are all about like who can there's the guys that either want to be like the coolest outfit, or the ones that want to like be the deep hidden underlying like exclusive. You gotta really know about that character to know that particular thing.
Yeah.
So but it just like made me think about that. But sorry to cut you off. I just it because I'm not gonna lie, I probably would have been like, oh, it's not really
Well,
Mario's
yeah.
hat, is it?
Yeah, you can tell it's just Cappy. So
Yeah.
it's like in Mario Odyssey, he throws the hat and he can pretty much like control whatever it lands on.
I like how you had that like ready to go.
Yeah,
Like,
it was just on my desk. It's
yeah,
Ben's favorite
wasted no time. Yeah.
hat. No, but next year, we already talked about it, and Ariel's getting really big into Star Wars. So we're gonna let her dress up as Princess Amidala.
There you go.
And then, I'm gonna be, I think, you know what? I said I was gonna be Darth Vader. I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna be Kylo Ren since I have the super badass lightsaber, cough cough flex.
Already got it. Big flex. If you guys missed that episode, go back and watch that one. That's called The Haunting Yellow Lights and Show and Tell. Great episode. Amazing guest, but there is definitely some videos floating out there, or clips floating around out there of his lightsaber. So make sure you go check that one out too.
It's the coolest thing you'll ever see. I promise you that.
Yeah. And just the reaction was perfect.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was standing back there in that dark corner. There was no light. Yeah. And then you just see this menacing red saber pop out. It was pretty crazy.
So thinking Star Wars theme, huh?
Yeah, I mean it's the perfect like little family get up, I think.
Yeah, with my daughter only being 8 months old, we oh man, about to be 9 months. We just kind of figured it would be something cute for her, but we didn't really bother getting real dressed up. We figured next year would probably be the best year to do like a family themed kind of
Yeah,
Halloween. So we I didn't really buy anything or worry about getting dressed up, but we definitely need to start planning some stuff. My wife really wanted to do a Harry Potter theme,
that'd be
and
cool.
and I thought it would be cool, but she keeps trying to push on to me that I need to be Ron Weasley, and I just walk away every time she brings it up. I'm like, I'm not gonna be Ron
Dang,
Weasley.
bro. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
literally because the red hair. That's it.
yeah, literally disrespectful.
Who is she? Is she Hermione then?
Yeah, I don't, it's like I don't. I keep telling her she needs to be Moaning Myrtle.
Uh,
Moaning
yeah.
Myrtle.
Yeah.
She gets mad because every time we get in arguments, that's what I say. I'm always like, all right, here we go, Moaning Myrtle.
Oh, damn.
Nobody likes Moaning Myrtle. But
So
she's
yeah,
actually been, she's got some siblings, like
yeah.
three siblings actually, that all have never seen Harry Potter, and she's been running them through all of the movies.
Dang. Is she running through Fantastic Beasts as well, or just the core?
No, just the core. Matter of fact, I always go back to that because I watched all the Lord of the Rings, and
Yeah.
she hasn't watched them, but she's watched all the Hobbits. Explain that to me.
Why? I mean, I will say though, like, if you're not hardcore in the series, it would be hard to go back
Yeah,
and
that's
watch, like,
fair.
because the CGI in the Hobbit is like it's pretty good.
Yeah. Then you go back and it's just like, whoa, these were different decades. Yeah.
Then you like you're just staring at this dude who like can for the life of him cannot throw this ring in this mountain for like 45 fucking minutes. No, no.
Yeah.
And then your anxiety is just like, bro, please
Yeah.
throw it in there. I gotta piss, bro.
Yeah.
3-hour movie and you can't even throw
Yeah. An hour of it's you trying to throw this ring. Yeah.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings is top though.
Yeah. I've been wanting to go back and rewatch it and force her to watch it, but she doesn't want to.
Bro, skip the first one, dead ass.
Yeah.
Just skip Fellowship of the Ring.
Well, it was always so hard for me, and for the hardcore fans out there, I'm really sorry to say this, but it was always hard for me to watch them, even though like I really enjoyed them. I'd always be like, all right, like I'd be nodding off just because there's so many scenes that are just the ambient music with like the just the long walks and stuff
Yeah.
going on. I mean, I had the same problem with Star Wars as well. Like some of the Star Wars movies, you're just like, dun, 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 and you're just like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, there's action happening now.
4 through
It,
6
I
coughed off.
mean, but but that's a great segue because whereas I do think that a lot of those movies were like that, like your Lord of the Rings and your Star Wars,
Mhm.
I loved Dune. If we're gonna go into some cinematics here,
Yeah.
Dune I thought did a really good job for the era that it's in, where it's really easy for a lot of people to just go boom, boom, bang, bang. Isn't this all so cool? And make people excited that way. But instead, they stuck to the book, kept it really like streamlined, telling the story, working a little bit on the character development, kind of taking you through the journey, building up to you know a, a proper climax, and I'll leave it there because I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But
That was gonna be my next question. Are we gonna throw a spoiler warning and just talk about it?
I'm not going to because it is so early that I feel like there's a lot of people that haven't had access to HBO
Yeah.
and been able to watch it yet. So for those people, I don't want to ruin it. But I'm just going to tell you that if you enjoy movies like Lord of the Rings, if you enjoy movies like Star Wars, I personally loved the sci-fi nature of it. I
Yeah.
have not read the book. I know people that, or I was reading a lot of reviews of people that have and said that it followed the storyline good. So that's good. I actually bought the book a year ago with intentions on reading it before the movie came out, and then never did. And then
Yeah.
I've also heard, because I've heard some bad things about, because they had an original movie that came out, and then I think they even had a TV series that they tried or something like that, and got kind of lost. But my only harp with the movie, and I can say this because you can just look at the movie trailer and know this, is why are we making Jason Momoa shave his beard? Don't do that. Don't make Jason Momoa shave his beard. That man
Oh,
does not
dude.
deserve to have his beard shaved. He needs a big beard. It just fits him. He looks like a badass that way, okay?
Yeah, man, it's not how the story works, bro.
Yeah, I know. There's probably some underlying thing like he's a pilot. It wouldn't make sense for him to have a beard if he's a pilot. Sorry, Jason. Like, no one, it's a sci-fi movie. No one's gonna know. They're like, shave the beard or you're out. It's like,
Oh,
all
jeez.
right. But anyways, I thought Dune was really good. But we're kind of all over the place here. I'm sorry. But I had to throw that out there because I thought Dune was really, really good. I mean, what was your impressions of it?
I loved it, man. I think you hit it right on the spot. It gave me like the Lord of the Rings with Star Wars. Honestly, it even threw like Game of Thrones vibes out there because like they brought up different houses, like the seriousness of the combat. Like every time they engaged in something, it was like, yo, this I don't know who's good or not.
Well, and as a sci-fi movie, it's not like overly sci-fi. You
Yeah,
know,
well, you gotta imagine the book was written in the 60s. So it's
yeah.
still before that like peak technology. So it's not necessarily cyberpunk yet. So what's crazy is like that technology that they're like showcasing really isn't too far off of what we have.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. And especially with well, I don't want to get too far into it,
Yeah.
but just I mean, yeah, I think you had hit it on the head there. I mean, I just I just really appreciate a from like the directive that they kind of took with this movie, just their attentiveness to the detail and capturing and encompassing the essence of a just movie that was probably meant to be for that time.
Yeah.
Like you say, the book being written in the 60s, this screams to me like 70s sci-fi movie, and it's being made in 2021. So
Yeah.
I loved it, and I'm excited for the second one. Leaves you on a cliffhanger that you're like, no, and
2023.
yeah, now we got to wait 2 years. I mean, come on, people.
I will say it would benefit you a lot to read the book first, or at least maybe a good chunk of it, and pay attention to the glossary in the back of the book because they say a bunch of words that's only in the book, and you're only going to know what the hell they're talking about if you literally go through that own book's dictionary.
So have you been reading it?
So back in high school, I read like a good chunk of it, but to be honest, I was like, it wasn't cool to read, so I stopped.
Wasn't
But I
cool.
loved reading in middle school. That's where I read all the Harry Potters, Lord of the Rings, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I delved into it quite a bit. Uh, I did not finish it, so I have no clue what the ending is. I think if I had to gauge it, I would imagine I'm somewhere in the middle of the second movie.
Yeah, I was excited, but I'm also really, really, like I said, I'm really happy to know that it follows the book, because I hate being that person, but there's books that I've read and then I've watched the movies and I've been so disappointed. One of those movies, look, guys, I've never been a reader, but because this game or this book and movie were video game related, I wanted to read it, and I did. And that book being Ready Player One, I heard so many good things about it, and so I read the book front to back, loved it. I mean, such a good book. And so when I watched the movie, oh man, look, I have friends and people that say that the movie is really good, and to those, and I thought the movie was good. It's good, but I think that if you read the book, you probably come from the same place I do, whereas, and I understand, I understand it's hard to get a book into a movie, right? That there's so much detail. But when you realize the like screaming details that they just kind of like brush over, like they weren't important, but were important in the book, it makes it like hard to like really love the movie. But yeah, that's the only thing that would keep me from maybe reading Dune and just enjoying the movie. But since people say that it follows the book, yeah.
From what I can remember, it was pretty spot on.
That's good. So we got pretty into some of these games that were released in October, and our excitement for some games that are coming up in November. But I kind of wanted to brush back over some of this October stuff, because there's some stuff that was released right there at the tail end that we really didn't get to talk about, and some of which, I gotta be honest with you, man, I seen TikToks and I read reviews of people playing this stuff, and I'm really wanting to go back and check it out, and I'm kicking myself for not talking about it beforehand, but it's, better late than never. But before we dive into that, actually let's go ahead and brush over some of this October stuff, and then we'll get into November. Okay, so one of the biggest games that came out recently came out on October 28th. We did not talk about this, but if you guys have been in the video game kind of community, or you'll watch a lot of stuff on TikTok that's video game related, I guess you might have seen this particular game. But Riders Republic came out. And Jeremy, I don't know if you know much about this game. I don't know if you really looked into it. I personally have a good friend of mine on my streaming Twitter, or stream page on Twitter, and I watch a lot of his TikToks and a lot of his videos that he posts. And when the demo came out for this game, he played the hell out of it. And I would comment on every TikTok he posted, and man, this Riders Republic game just looked really cool. Now, granted, it's not something that I would probably pick up and play just out of the blue, but I mean, I got to say, from what I saw at face value, this game looks really cool. So if you guys aren't familiar with it, basically this is a game where you can meet and compete against like some other players, right? Online multiplayer sort of game. And you're going to be able to do a set of activities and sports, those being biking, skiing, snowboarding, wingsuit, rocket wingsuit, and you basically it's really comparable to what was that game that came out? Steep, yes. I knew you probably had it on the tip. So Steep was a game that PlayStation released, and both consoles released. It was released everywhere, but they released it on PlayStation for free after a while, and was able to check out. And I even had a buddy that checked it out too. Steep was really cool, and it did provide some of this stuff, but it almost seems like Steep meets
mountain
Tony
biking.
Hawk. Yeah, mountain biking, like Tony Hawk pro skater type vibes with yeah. So there's a lot of really cool stuff I've seen where people are coming off the top of this mountain and they're just hitting bumps, doing flips, doing crazy stuff, and then midair switching to their snowboard, landing on the mountain, sliding down, hitting another jump, doing crazy snow like flips, tricks, switching back to the bike. Like bouncing off the side of the mountain, bouncing off the side. It's flip. I mean, just so much craziness and just cool access to some cool mechanics. And so this is a game that actually has some iconic American national parks like Bryce Canyon, Yosemite Valley, and Mammoth Mountain. And so this is a game that if you guys love this style, I highly recommend, because there's been some really showing and telling video clips out there of people playing it. And I would recommend going on TikTok and just searching the hashtag for it and just watching the gameplay, because the gameplay footage will tell you that if you can get some friends in on this and play together, this would be really good. And in particular, I almost would say wait for like a Black Friday sale or something like that, where the value on this game is going to drop a little bit, be on sale, and then pick it up, because for a game to play with friends, it seems pretty cool.
Yeah, it definitely like plays. I grew up playing like the SSX games.
Yeah.
So games like that always appeal to me, dude. Like Steep, I bought Steep for $60, man, because I knew that game was going to be off the chain.
Yeah.
And I want to say that this game's made by the same people. It was just like upgrading.
Yeah.
And I mean, the the BMX on it, dude, just looks so sick. Like I want it so bad.
Yeah. When has anybody really released a dope BMX game recently? I just don't feel like there's that kind of market, and they found a way to create a market by including some dope stuff that even Steep did.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, like you said, I don't know what it is about games right now, but they're all about like the seamless transition. I mean, look at Battlefield, swap scopes and everything on the go. This game, you're swapping from skis to a mountain bike to jetpack.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I could just see so many fun competitions between friends online for hours playing that game.
Yeah.
Doing some horse,
Yeah.
playing horse or something like that. You used to play skate. Remember
Oh,
skate?
dude, I miss Skate. They need to come out with Skate 4 so
Dude,
bad.
you are telling me I would want nothing more, because Tony, let's be honest, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 kind of failed, and they did do the remastered version, and I know that of some of the older Tony Hawk Pro Skaters, I believe.
Yeah.
And I know people enjoyed those. A lot of people have actually had fun doing that stuff, but I just don't feel like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 hit very well at all. And
Right.
so if Skate's going to come back out, they got to make sure they do it the right way, because for what it was a really dope game.
Meat
And
mode.
yeah, there's just it was also during a time where like skateboarding games I felt were like really like kind of in.
Yeah.
And so a lot of nostalgia, and a lot of people from the community have really asked for a game like that. But anyways, moving on from that, you guys definitely need to check that out. Like I said, that game dropped October 28th, so you have every bit opportunity to hop into that game shortly after the release and get into it early. Another game that came out, we had briefly talked about, guys, October 26th, Guardians of the Galaxy dropped. That was a game that looked really cool. We had talked about some of the mechanics on that game that looked like they were going to be really, really similar to your like Star Wars Fallen Order games like that, where the movement mechanics of being able to kind of have that third person view and rolling around and engaging in combat that way. That game looked really cool. So make sure you guys are if you guys were interested in hearing that, you're going and checking that out. But look, I am so excited to talk about this next game, and this could be complete overhype, or maybe it's just because this game, after reading more about it, because I seen it again, I see a lot of this stuff on TikTok. TikTok has become a great way of marketing for a lot of these companies, because they don't even have to really market themselves. People play the games, your favorite streamers you're watching, and they
Yeah.
release clips of them playing, and it's just like it pulls you in. What is this game? And so one of the games that's coming out, do what?
I said it's free real estate.
Yeah. So one of the games that we had mentioned in our last episode talking about Halloween kind of horror thriller style games was a game called Until Dawn, a really cool game that incorporated a storyline that could really adjust depending upon and take different ways or paths depending upon what you decided to do. And that was a game that was really cool because you could also have different endings as well as with those storylines. So there was no one way to end the game. Well, the creators of that have come out with another game, and it's called the Dark Pictures Anthology House of Ashes. And that dropped October 22nd. This is a game that I saw a clip of and sent it to Jeremy immediately and was so hyped. He was like, yo, I gotta check this out. And so he did. Now, I don't know how much he looked into this game, but looking over this game, just I cannot begin to tell you how excited I am. And I think the reason being is because this is a perfect game that they have made to be a couch co-op. Not only a couch co-op, but a party game. Now, you may say to me, Jeremy, a party game. Trent, where are you going with this? And, that'd be a fair assumption. But for you guys out there, what is House of Ashes? Well, House of Ashes is, like I said, it's a game that was created by the same people that created Until Dawn. So you can kind of expect some of those same similar things where you're going to have a choice-based game where your decisions will affect the outcome and ending of the game. So you can play from the perspective of 5 playable characters, and all can live or die in your version of the story. So there's multiple ways to play, including 2-player online co-op. So you can play with your friends sitting on the couch, or you can play online on co-op mode. And so this is really cool because you get this branching of storylines, and all that stuff can change depending upon what decisions you make. And so each game in the Dark Pictures Anthology is a complete and original story, right? So how do I decide what I want to play or how I'm going to play? I cannot tell you exactly the storyline, and I think that this is something that you guys should find out for yourself, but I can tell you that it is like a horror or thriller game. The clip I sent to Jeremy was these guys trying to open this door, and this thing is like crawling out of this pit, and these guys are freaking out. They're like, yo, open the door. Do we open the door? Do we fight? Do we fight or open the door? And the dude's like, we fight. And he's like, I'm busting a cap. And he's like, starts shooting at him. And then his buddy doesn't help. And he's just like sitting here pushing open the door. He's like, what are you doing, bro? And so they're just all freaking out. And then the thing just hops on them. I mean, it's exciting and stressful moments like that I think that would be really fun. And so there's 3 ways to play this game. And 3 ways? Yeah, Jeremy, there's 3 ways. Yes, audience, 3 ways to play this game.
Thank you for answering.
Yeah. So number 1, solo. Pretty obvious, right? So solo is the complete and terrifying story of a single player experience. So like I said, this is going to be a horror/thriller game. Same thing as Until Dawn. Until Dawn, sorry if I didn't explain it. It was a game where you're friends at a house and you kind of have like this little party going on, and then a serial killer shows up. Like this killer shows up, and it's kind of your way of trying to escape. So this game, similar, not that exact setting, but it's going to be like a thriller horror style game. So number 2 is going to be that co-op. So 2-player online cooperative mode. Play the whole story online with a friend, making choices that will affect you both. Right? Well, Trent, Dirty Assault, whatever you want to call me. Those are really your standard 2 options. How could there be a third option? How could there be a third option? Let me tell you, people. Let me tell you what the options are.
They threw in a hunt mode.
Movie night mode.
Movie night? What is that?
You and up to 4 friends will play the story together on the couch, each controlling a different character.
Really?
Yo, I cannot tell you how exciting that sounds because, man, can you imagine? I mean, not many games are doing this, I feel like.
Yeah,
you got games that are party games like Mario Party or I don't even know. I can't even think of the game, but like those like couch multiple like 3-4 player games like that. But these guys said, why don't we have a movie night mode? So quick little story here. You guys probably heard a little bit about it last episode. Was just that when one thing that me and Jeremy enjoyed doing was inviting friends over, but we all had to watch Jeremy play. Right?
Scary games.
Yeah, scary horror games.
I was the only one who didn't like hide.
Yeah, he was the only one willing. But now
everyone gets to play.
Yeah, now you can have up to 4 people play this game, all sitting in the same room, and create a movie night mode out of it, and see who can survive and last till the end. Dude, I'm already thinking like this could be a drinking game. I'm thinking you invite everybody over. You guys have treats. There's
just betting.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I think.
With that being said, I looked it up on Steam. So obviously it wouldn't be very good to play 4-player on like a computer. So like, is it coming out for PlayStation or is it out for PlayStation, Xbox?
So it'll be available on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and Microsoft Windows.
Dope.
So to be honest, it doesn't look like the graphics are going to be that intense to where if you got a PlayStation 4 by chance and you have 4 controllers or you have friends that have them and you may want to get it for PlayStation 5, but you don't have enough controllers. Is this something that maybe you just, hey, let's just buy it on PlayStation 4, that way we all can play it? Might not be a bad idea.
I say we do it.
Yeah, no kidding. And this game is only $30.
That's
so not bad considering the fact that if you can have up to 4 people, I mean, that's pretty easy to split. Don't ask me to do the math. I think that's like $7-8 or something a person.
Okay, so
including tax.
Including tax, Kansas tax.
Yeah.
So obviously me and you.
Mm-hmm.
Who were the other 2?
So I'm thinking DeAndre.
Why? So you can hear him freak out?
Because you already know he's gonna be the first to die. DeAndre,
you cannot say
no. DeAndre just the one who always makes the worst decisions.
Can we bring up a picture of DeAndre so we can get a cast vote?
No. Not the direction I'm going. But I just DeAndre is just hilariously always the one that just ends up dying for some reason.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. A part of me says that it might actually be fun to have like maybe Alex or man, who would be a good 4th?
See, so if we have DeAndre, he's going to be outspoken, screaming all the time. We're gonna be the ones choosing the fight. He's gonna be the one choosing to run.
Yeah, like hell no, I'm
We
going out this door.
we need someone who's calm and collective. So that brings us two options: Alex
Mhm.
or Cody.
Yeah, for
Now,
sure.
Alex is probably the more flaky of the two. Like, no, I'm out of here too.
Yeah. Yeah, he might. Cody might be like, yeah, fuck it, let's go.
So maybe we'll just leave a toss up, and whichever one shows up, they show up.
Yeah, no
Because
kidding.
me and you are gonna be hysterical anyway.
Yeah, I just think this game sounds really cool. It blew my mind when I seen that. Like, I just have not. I just haven't seen that on a game, and
Yeah.
a lot of that probably just maybe lack of playing games like that. But to me, it seems like a just incredible idea. And I just have so many friends that I could think of that would be perfect for that. Now, what if we do something like that and then we're able to live stream it? That would be incredible too.
That would be.
That would be awesome if we could find a way to showcase some of that.
Well, so it's not online with 4 people, right? It's only online with 2 people.
Online cooperative mode with 2 people, and then up to 4 friends to play the story together on a couch.
Yeah,
But I
so
don't know. Maybe movie night mode allows you to play online as well. I don't
I
know.
mean, I would doubt it if they didn't say, because they specifically said online co-op.
Yeah.
But with that being said, all we would need is a PlayStation camera and just put it on the top of the TV. And well, I mean, you're gonna have to look from a distance, us freaking that absolute hell out.
Yeah. I'm so down for it. We need to get that thing going.
Yeah, that sounds like an excellent plan, actually.
So but we got a lot to get into, man. Let's keep it rolling. I'm let's we need to figure that out and soon, because I do want to check that out. Maybe that's the way we break in your new house in the basement, summon in some bad juju.
Yeah, that sounds like a great time.
Yeah. So also, guys, Crisis Remastered Trilogy came out October 15th, a little while back. If you guys never played the Crisis series,
Solid.
I had never played it, but is that an Xbox exclusive, or is it
I
on
don't
PlayStation 2?
I don't think so. I played it on 360, so I mean it could be, but I don't think so.
I couldn't remember what it was. Let me look it up. Of course, every movie possible that could be named Crisis.
Yeah, that's a bunch.
So it does look like it was available on PlayStation 3 as well. So back then. So the trilogy was remastered and released. So if you need an opportunity for you to dive into a good series, then that might be a great opportunity for you. But going into November, there's some games, Jeremy, I'd love for you to kind of dive into. I know that you've kind of kept up with some of these releases, especially on that Nintendo side.
Oh
But
yeah.
there's some big ones that we kind of already talked quite a bit about, or have talked about our hype for them to eventually come out. November 5th, so today, well, the day that you guys are hearing this, which would be today, Call of Duty Vanguard is officially out, guys. So many things. There's some people I'm gonna try to link up with and have on, maybe even on our next episode. We'll see, that are going to be diving into that game, so I can give you guys some more information into how that game is going to be going for people, because one of the biggest things people are talking about is having that implementation of the anti-cheat for Call of Duty. And there is some pretty cool looking you know, features for that game that they've included. And not only that, but again, we're going back in time to World War II style gameplay, and the story mode itself looks like it could be a really good one. Call of Duty has always tried finding ways to make some good storylines, and I don't see why this one would be any different. And be on the lookout for that. I'm sure all you are very excited, as most of the Call of Duty community is, for a new game. November 9th, Forza Horizon 5. That's right. Forza is officially out. All you Forza fans out there over on the Microsoft side of things. And hey, guys, if you are on the Microsoft Forza side of things, Forza Forza Horizon
Microsoft Forza.
Soft, yeah, no. It is also a part of the Game Pass. So
Day one, baby.
Day one Game Pass. So you guys are gonna have free access to that. Are you kidding me? Why are you not a part of the Game Pass?
Game Pass, outstanding
on the Xbox side of things. I think Sony needs some work, but Xbox, Microsoft in general, you guys are doing it right. We'll dive into some other games that are on there as well here in a second. But November 19th, it's going to be coming up before you know it, though. Battlefield 2042 is going to be officially dropping. Obviously, we expected that in October. Now it's available in November. We'll see if they actually paid attention to what the community asked to be changed and what they asked to fix. Apparently, a lot of that stuff was already fixed, so we'll see. If you already fixed it, why did you put it in the beta? One might ask.
Dang, bro. Hey. That's the
biggest
saying. Game we're excited for.
It is the biggest game we're excited for. All I'm just saying is that if you knew that was going to be the biggest problem, why'd you put it in the beta so that everybody could complain about it?
Trent is holding everybody accountable. There's no reason.
Also, I didn't write down the date. I failed you. Let me go on my notes so that you guys will know.
Heart.
November 19th. Also November 19th. That's why I didn't write the date down, because it's the same exact date as Battlefield. Also, November 19th is going to be Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. We talked about that last episode, some of the stuff that with that game. And then November 23rd, encompassing all big titles really of November. I know there's plenty other games, but November 23rd, Final Fantasy is going to be dropping their new game, Endwalker. So I think that's 14, Final Fantasy 14.
It'd be 15. 14 was the last one. Well, before the remakes.
Okay, yeah. So
I could be wrong. I mean, there is a lot of like Roman numerals. It's like X11V.
Yeah. It's XIV, which I thought was 14, but I could be wrong.
Well, so what? Is it DLC then? Does it have the 4 characters? Like one buff dude, one skinny dude?
Yeah, 14 is XIV. So I believe it is going to be the DLC for maybe the newest one.
Okay.
It's called Endwalker. So I can give you a little bit of an update on that one if you want. And that's going to be available on PS4, PS5, PC, and Mac.
I mean, 14 was a very good Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
So
it is so a new Final Fantasy, A Realm Reborn expansion. So what is going to be?
Oh, 14's the MMO.
Yeah. Okay. Shows how little we know.
What the hell am I thinking of? The one I was thinking of was like the 4.
So it's a complete like new chapter of the MMO.
Okay.
So some other games on that list, guys, that you might be really excited for. Just to brush over, Just Dance 2022. I know that seems like a joke, but if you're a family person, especially Jeremy, him and his kids, I know they love Final Fantasy. So
Final Fantasy,
Just Dance.
Final Fantasy, Just Dance.
Are you guys ready? Get on the fucking couch. We're about to get this thing rolling. Okay. some other ones. Jurassic World Evolution 2, November 9th. I don't even know anything about that game, but I seen that title down, so I'm like, okay. Grand Theft Auto the trilogy.
Oh yeah, they're revamping everything.
Yep. You guys are going to be real excited about this. Elder Scrolls Skyrim Anniversary Edition.
I hate these guys so much, bro. Why, bro? I've already bought like 3 versions
November
of your game on the
11th.
same console. God.
But
But you can fish.
yeah.
You can fish now.
Woo.
You know,
Thanks.
there are mods.
Yeah,
It
took you 15 years to learn how to fish. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Jeez, bro.
Yeah. A lot of other ones too. But like I was saying, let's kind of go into some of these. Well, first we'll go into Sony because Sony is going to be quick. So Sony released their free games of the month. If you guys want to be a part of that, head on over to your Sony store. And this month you can expect Mafia Definitive Edition. Mafia was always a really cool game. So there's been a couple times though that they've done that because I've never bought a Mafia game, but I have a few in my library because they've done, free. So this is
which number is it? Sorry.
It is, I believe it's so the Definitive Edition, it recreates the organized crime epic with expanded story plus gameplay and visual improvements. So I believe it might be the original.
So they remastered it? I mean, that's pretty cool because that was like PS2 game.
Yeah, because
PS2 into PS3.
Yeah, because it doesn't say that it's like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
It just says it's Mafia. So there's a trailer available for that guy if you guys want to go check it out. But I played a little bit of, I think, Mafia 3, and that was really fun.
Yeah, that was the one like down
if you guys
south.
if you guys aren't familiar, I would compare it to like Grand Theft Auto, Saints Row style gameplay, where you kind of have it also kind of depends on what number, I guess, we're talking about. Number 3 kind of felt that way because you had a little bit more freedom to kind of do whatever you want. I remember DeAndre coming over and playing that at your house and getting the car stuck.
At my house?
Yeah. At your apartment.
Oh yeah, because that was like the first day it came out.
He's like, yeah, why are you driving upside down, bro? Or on the side. He's like, bro.
We were playing. Oh, no, I remember that exact number you're talking about. That was Grand Theft Auto.
Was that okay? Well, maybe
because we were in the tunnel and I was driving on the wall, and he's like, "How are you doing that?"
Yeah. But would you say that's a fair comparison? I mean, I don't know. What would you compare Mafia to?
I mean, I played Mafia 2 and Mafia 3, and both of them felt like more linear Grand Theft Auto for sure.
Yeah. It gives you a little bit of freedom, but it kind of straight line. It gives you the like you said, the linear timeline.
Really good storytelling too.
Yeah. They've always kind of done really good with that. And Mafia being remastered, the newer graphics and better graphics would just be really cool to kind of dive back into that, because Mafia 3, I thought its graphics were really good.
Yeah. No, it was pretty crisp.
Other games, totally reliable delivery service. Guys, I'm reading this straight from PlayStation blog. You guys are going to love this description, and it's going to make you want to dive right into this game. Buckle up your back brace and fire up the delivery truck. It's time to deliver. Go it alone to ensure the safety of your deliveries, or join your friends and put your teamwork to test the haphazardly get the job done in an interactive sandbox world. So basically got this sandbox world where you're going to try to figure out the best possible means of safely delivering packages. So everybody get the
Yeah, that's where we're back to the Simpsons taxi game. It's come full circle, people.
Final Final Fantasy 9 is also going to be available. Or
Numerals. If it's 7 remake, that's a hell of a snag.
it's not.
Damn it. We tried.
I love that. Yeah. Anyways, Final Fantasy 9, I believe. Yeah. So Final Fantasy 9 is free, so you guys can expect that as well for the Sony free game of the month.
Isn't 9 like the one where you're the volleyball player and like you're in the middle of a crazy cool game and then like this thing shows up and eats your planet? Like no.
The Kingdom of Alexandria, ruled by the Queen Braun. I believe that's, hope I'm not butchering that. Begins their invasion of other nations under orders of Kuja, the Angel of Death from Terra. An accidental encounter in Alexandria brings Zidane, Vivi, and Garnet together, and they set out on their journey that leads them to discover the secrets of their past, the crystal, and the palace to call home.
That's not the one I was talking about. But that is a fan favorite one.
Yeah, so they got that one for free. And then Celeste is going to be another free game.
Damn, PlayStation stepping it up, putting 4.
Yeah, 4. Well, let me read the thing for this. You can do this. Help Madeline survive her inner demons on her journey to the top of the massive Celeste Mountain. 700 plus screens of hardcore platforming challenges and devious secrets. It's like a side scroll.
Oh, okay. That might not be too bad.
I don't want to harp on this too much because listen, there's definitely indie fans out there and side scrolling fans out there in particular. And I have to say, for PlayStation or Sony, I can appreciate them trying to give them some love too.
Yeah.
It's not my thing, but
platform games are anything but dead, man. I mean, look at like Little Nightmares.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a game that'll just give you anxiety over nothing.
Well, when I say side scroll, I mean like a game like what is it? The Bonding of Isaac.
Oh, the Binding of Isaac.
Or Binding of Bonding. Yeah, the Binding of Isaac. Like kind of, I think it's like one of those style games.
People going real retro classic with them.
No, it's more of like a sorry, I'm looking at it here. It's gonna be more of like a Mario.
Really?
Yeah, like just that kind of side scroll. So more of like a Mario, what's that Minecraft alternative?
Terraria?
Yeah, Terraria kind of vibes. Maybe like a Sonic the Hedgehog. Those kind of like, just side scroll kind of got the little, just look it up, guys. Celeste, Celeste. It actually looks kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely worth a shot for sure.
I mean, my library is full. This stuff, when it comes out for Sony, if I think it looks really interesting, I add it to my library because like, what's it gonna hurt? You can download it when you're ready, and then But moving right along, there's also going to be some pretty cool stuff, guys. Are you an Amazon member? Do you enjoy Amazon Prime? Cool. Well, if you're not, there's also a 30-day free trial, and Amazon is giving away 9 video games worth $185 to all Prime members. So these games are going to include, and now listen, a lot of you guys probably have already played these games. You've already beat them, or they're so old, or maybe they're, just something that you're not interested in, and that's fine. But the fact that Prime is doing this, cool. I hope that this is something that they continue. We know that we saw this with Battlefield. They gave that to people for free. And so the first game on this list, which I have to say that if you're somebody that's never played this game, 100% you should check it out, especially with it being free on Amazon. Dragon Age Inquisition, older game, was a lot of fun. They have Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, another good one. Liberated, never played that. Looks kind of cool though. Baffle, Control Ultimate Edition, which Control was a game that PlayStation also did for free not that long ago. Storyline based game. I've actually wanted to check that one out because if you watch the trailers, it actually looks like a really good game.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Rogue Heroes, Reigns of Tassos, Hunter 2, the new chapter, Secret Files, and Puzzle Agent 2. So that's what you guys can expect for Amazon's 9 free games. I just think it's really cool that Amazon would do something like that because it's something that I feel like is kind of new.
Yeah, I mean, when any big company starts throwing out free games, it's always like, well, what's the next one?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like Epic dropped Grand Theft Auto for free. No one thought that would ever happen.
Yeah. Well, even there's been a couple websites if you're like a PC fan, there's a couple websites out there where they kind of give away free games, and I've copped a couple of them that way, and you know, you'll take what you can get. So, and then we kind of briefly discussed the fact that we're getting a free game from Xbox, and their Game Pass being Grand Theft Auto 5. I believe I sent that to you.
Yeah, like all the ones that are coming in. It was actually a very top-notch list.
Yeah, so unpacking on 11.2, 11.4, It Takes Two. What? That, I mean, it didn't even come out that long ago. They're already offering that for free. Kill It With Fire, also on November 4th. November 9th, Football Manager 2022 Xbox Edition.
You might like that, yeah.
I play Madden. I don't need Football Manager 2022, whatever that even means. Actually, I say that, and now I probably sound like a complete idiot because I guarantee you that's a soccer game.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and I'm like,
okay.
Forza Horizon 5, also November 9th. I mean, on release day, November 11th, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the definitive edition.
That'll be slick.
Not even gonna lie, I'm probably gonna play that. I haven't wanted to spend the money on it because I didn't know how much time I would spend on it. But now that it's free, I think,
bro, they took away like all the haziness too. Like the game still has its, you know, kind of bulky characters.
Yeah.
But it's not hazy anymore. So it doesn't hurt your eyes to play.
Oh, okay. So they've done some things to help make it, you know, a lot more fun to play even in today's time. I don't want to get off on a long story, but I just remember as a kid, and I probably shouldn't even, you know, some people are like, dang, you played this as a kid. I remember just how fun it was. I would go over to my uncle's house and he would have, he would have all 3 of the Grand Theft Autos. And that was like one of the biggest reasons I looked forward to going over there. And it was always like, and it was weird because when you think about games today, you only want to play the newest thing, right? I don't feel like people are going back. I mean, some people do. It really kind of depends. But like Grand Theft Auto 5 is out. Why would I go back and play older Grand Theft Autos? Some people might say. Well, when I was younger and, you know, the newest one was San Andreas, I remember playing, they had the trilogy even back then, and I was playing like Vice City, Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, and I just like, you know, played them all. Liberty City, I think was 1, 2. I can't remember. But wasn't that, yeah, right? Liberty City?
It went Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto, Vice City, San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto 4, and then 5. And then Liberty City was number 4, but I'm trying to think of what they called Miami. Yeah, no, Miami was Vice.
Yeah, so there was GTA, GTA 2, GTA 3, like you were saying. So I played Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. And then they had 4, and then Grand Theft Auto 5. And then so I think it was like Liberty City Stories. Yeah. 2005 on the PS2, they had Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. So these were all interesting. On okay. So they had expansion packs because I remember playing the Ballad of Gay Tony
Yeah,
on
one of the
360.
best ones, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly,
And then handheld games was Liberty City Stories.
I see. I see. So that's why we don't really know too much about that one.
Yeah. Also Vice City Stories, Chinatown Wars, and Grand Theft Auto Advance. And then there's compilations, which was like the trilogy that came out and stuff like that. So yeah, definitive edition of San Andreas will be coming out. But yeah, I just enjoyed playing those a lot as a kid, and I would just cycle through. I'd get bored, put in another one. Let's R1, R2, L1, L2, left down, right up, left down, right up.
This dude knows the cheat codes. My God. What was that? Unlimited ammo?
I don't even know. But when the craziest part is like, dude, I can grab this PlayStation controller. I played that game so many times as a kid. I have not played those games in forever, and it's like it just seems like second nature. You're just sitting here. I think there was like I don't know. I'm not gonna get into this, but that's just how much I played it and how enjoyable that game was as a kid. It was all about remembering all the cheat codes so that you get.
Yeah.
Oh, the cops are on me.
Yeah, get rid of the cops.
Why is it not working? You have a 5-star level. Okay.
My mom actually bought me that San Andreas for Christmas.
Really?
And then
That's
she
life
taught me
changing.
in the strip club.
No, she
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah, she did, bro.
Bro,
But to be fair, it wasn't like me just going in there. It was that mission in San Andreas when you gotta like go to the strip club and there you have to dance with the chick. And you know, it's like where you have to match the buttons.
fall asleep, wake up, your person in the strip club, you're like, oh man, why?
No.
How did I fall asleep in here?
Yeah, that quickly got taken away.
Yeah. November 11th, One Step from Eden. Also November 11th, the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim Special Edition update. So you can expect that.
It's free. It's whatever. It's free.
Yeah, it's free, guys. It's free. Microsoft Flight Simulator is also going to be coming out. Game of the Year edition too.
Nice.
Can we just talk about for a second what Game of the Year edition means? Because can you just throw that on anything? Because I don't know how big the poll was, but I can guarantee you there wasn't people rushing to their computer for Microsoft Flight Simulator to vote it Game of the Year. I say that. Don't come after me.
You just unleashed the whole fan base.
All I'm saying is all these games have Game of the Year edition. And it's like, how many people really voted you Game of the Year? Because you can't all be Game of the Year.
Yeah.
I know Flight Simulator really blew up. We had Luke on. He talked about how great the game was. That was a bad example. I know it's a really good game. I know that they've really tackled some challenges and feats. But all I'm saying, the amount of people that play Call of Duty, the amount of people that play Battlefield games, the amount of people that play whatever else versus the amount of people that play Flight Simulator, it's probably a pretty big difference in numbers. So how many games can be Game of the Year? Okay,
maybe they're different Game of the Years for different genres. You know what I mean? Like how movies do it.
Just stop trying to defend it.
Best simulator game instead of like lawnmower. Maybe.
Well, then yes, it deserves to be Game of the Year. Okay, and with it being Game of the Year, free this month, November 18th. Also November 18th, Undungeon. And November 30th, Evil Genius 2. So again, Xbox Game Pass, November 2021, killing it.
Yeah, and don't get it twisted. Like just because those are what's the free games adding to Game Pass, there are still like 400 other games you get with Game Pass.
Yeah, those are just the big ones
Yeah.
dropping. So, real quick, man, you said that you had a few games that are also coming out you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, so I'm not really too sure on the dates to be honest, but Mario Party just came out and it's like the old Mario Parties, bro. All the best maps. I mean, people are comparing it to Squid Game because how identical it is, but this you gotta remember this came out in like 2005. Like I saw a side by side, in Squid Game. I don't know. Can I say like what a game is? Like, has it been long enough?
It's been long enough.
Okay.
I
All
mean,
right. I just
as
want to
much
make
as
sure.
social media has blasted it all over, I think you
That's
can say it now.
true. Yeah. So, the whole cookie deal.
Mm-hmm.
Mario Party has one where you had to etch out the cookie, like with the jackhammer. But this like was back in 2005. It's just weird how they line up.
Mm-hmm.
But that game's so sweet because now they implement all the old maps that everyone loved, and now you can actually play Mario Party online. So you don't even have to
Oh,
play at the house anymore.
that's pretty dope.
Yeah. And then dude, another one I've been wanting to dig into bad is Far Cry 6.
Here's my only thing about Far Cry, and this is totally a knock on me. I understand. Matter of fact, you guys want to come after me? The only Far Cry game I have played and beat 100% is Far Cry Primal, and I knew I'd get that reaction out of him. I don't care. Uh, I really enjoyed that game, but I really want to dive into more Far Cry games, but because now I feel so far behind because I really wanted to play that one that was like all these different characters that were different. Was it they had like the sniper? It's like you played different from different perspectives of people. Is that the out in the country or the farm or something? Or there was the cult one. Ah, yeah.
Well, you don't play as different characters,
Right. I just meant yeah.
but you can like
I'm thinking
recruit them as companions.
yeah, yeah. I was just trying to think about the trailer and kind of what they showcased in it. But yeah, like I was really excited. I wanted to play that one. I think that was 4, wasn't it? Or no, that was 5. Was that 5?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, that's 5.
Okay, 5.
Far
Yeah.
Cry 5. Yeah.
So I missed out on
Honestly, dude,
playing on Far
we
Cry.
we'll have to snag that one and play it co-op because you can play it
Oh, Far
co-op the
Cry
entire
5.
thing. Yeah, you can play co-op
Let's
in
do it.
4.
Let's do that because I haven't played that one and beat it. But I love the way that Far Cry games look. I just have not played them.
Well, I'll tell you what, we will start with 5 and then we'll go
Are
back
they
to
all
4.
independent stories?
Well, funny you
Some
should
of
ask
them.
that.
Yeah, because Far Cry 6.
So, every single Far Cry I've ever played, and I have played through 3 through 5. I have not played 6 yet. Each one I thought was individual. Turns out there is very tiny link of lines. They are all connected.
Mm,
It's very
okay.
weird. But so 5 is like, or we'll start at 4. No, we'll start at 3. We'll start at 3. I'm not going to go into like detail, but I'll kind of give you like what's going on and maybe you can decide which one we start at.
Okay.
3 is like you and a group of friends parachute onto a pirate island. You guys are held ransom and shit just gets absolutely wild. And Voss is the main bad guy for that one, is hands down the baddest video game character, like
Villain.
the coolest bad guy ever. Like anytime there's a vote, it's Voss. Far Cry 4
Oh, like
is
so that's like very big. Like a lot of people agree on that, not just like your opinion.
no, yeah, no, that's like point blank. Like that's game of the year edition, baby. He's the dude, like he's the cover art guy who's like kneeling with the gun in his hand, and he's got the dude buried in the sand up to his eyes. I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah.
Then Far Cry 4 is you're this guy trying to deliver your mom's ashes to her home country, and I'm not going to ruin it because obviously if we want to play it, but the main bad guy is like the dictator of the country. And when you pull up, he expects you and he stops your bus. The guards shoot at your bus, so he gets mad that they shot at you before he could. And right in front of you, he pulls out a pin and stabs him in the eye and just keeps stabbing him and stabbing him. And he gets pissed off because there's blood on his shoes type guy.
Oh, okay.
Far Cry 5 is pretty cool because you play as like a sheriff and you walk into like this old, I think it's Minnesota, I don't know, backwoods country in America, and there's a cult going on. And bro, that Far Cry 5 story is one of my absolute favorite video game stories like ever.
Yeah, the whole premise of that game looked really cool. I'm trying to get well, here. For those of you that were curious and you're over on the video side, let me go ahead and share kind of what Jeremy's been talking about. So this is Voss that he was kind of discussing.
The biggest flex. Dude, that guy is so fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean, that looks like a legit real person. Okay. But yeah, so I do recognize that because of the cover. I remember that. And little guy's head in the sand. So
yeah, dude, no, that guy is one of the best villains you'll ever see. And I don't even know why, because he's like halfway likable, because you can kind of just see like he's just crazy in his head and you can't get away from it.
mm.
But like you can't help but just want to stab that dude in the face. But
Yeah.
bro, no, I highly suggest we pick up Far Cry 5 and play it in co-op mode.
Oh, I'm sold.
And
I've always wanted to play, but the fact that I don't have to play solo makes it even easier.
One thing that's always fun to like tell new people coming into Far Cry, and we'll just say it with Far Cry 5, and this goes for Far Cry 4, 5, and 6. If you do certain things in the very beginning, you'll beat the game in 5 minutes.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. So like Far Cry 4, when he like brings you back to the palace, it's you know, I'm not going to go into extreme detail. I will tell you how you beat it though. You know, stuff goes down and he's like, "Hey, I'll be right back. Just wait here and enjoy the food."
The hell's going on here? Game trying to make me play.
It's just yep. There's Far Cry for you. Bro.
What do you got me playing here, man? On that note, I'm gonna stop sharing.
Yeah. Well, so if you just in Far Cry 4, if you just do what he says and you just continue to eat at the table, after 15 minutes of waiting, it's pretty brutal. He will come back and take you to drop off the ashes, and then you just leave and you beat the game. And Far Cry 5, Far Cry 5, when the game starts off, because you're a sheriff, right?
Yeah.
So you're walking in to arrest the main bad guy. If you just straight up say, "Nah, fuck this, I ain't arresting that guy, he's crazy," and you walk out the door, the sheriff's like, "Yeah, if you would have arrested him, none of us would have left here alive." And then it just cuts to cutscene.
So it just like ends the game right there.
Yeah, which is always, it's pretty funny just to know that. So I wouldn't suggest doing that for your first time. But yes, Far Cry 6, they actually used a real person. I'm sure you've recognized that guy as, you know, the bad guy to most every good TV show.
Breaking Bad.
Oh, look, that's a good picture. It has all the main bad guys from all the Far Cries.
Yeah.
From the videos and the streams I've watched of this Far Cry 6, they did a really good job of this bad guy showing that he has like a soft spot for his son. So he's like very savage when it comes to protecting him.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I love that. I loved his acting in Breaking Bad, so I'm excited to see how they could turn that into it. So it'd be even better if me and you could dive into, like you said, Battle or Far Cry 5, and then
Yeah. Oh, dude, Far Cry 5's co-op is so amazing. Because me and Tyler Axe played that,
mm,
and it was pretty good. Like, just the gunplay feels so nice, and it's so Americanized. It's hilarious.
well, you got me sold. I'm down.
Yeah, we'll have to look up the price because I mean that would just be so much fun right now.
Well, especially with Black Friday coming up, we'll definitely be able to probably snag some cheaper games. And PlayStation usually has a Far Cry go on sale every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, if
So,
we do it on PlayStation, I already own
oh,
it.
fair enough.
So might have to just hop on over back to the old PlayStation.
Dust it off.
Yeah, no joke.
So, what other games did you have for us?
Oh man, I don't know. I just
Uh,
went off a giant spiel about Far Cry.
I know I got you going.
I mean, that Far Cry is very special to me because I've played those every time.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
it's kind of like, Fallout. I started on Fallout New Vegas, and it was all because my buddy, for some reason, I was just a punk kid, and my buddy tried getting me to play Fallout 3, and he just like kept trying to convince me, and it's the same situation I feel like I had with Skyrim. He tried getting me into Skyrim Oblivion, and I just wanted to be one of those annoying kids that didn't want to play the popular games.
yeah,
And now I kick myself for it because, well, Fallout New Vegas is probably up there, like top 10, one of my favorite games I've played
oh yeah,
easily. And Skyrim is probably up there for me too. I just wish that my entire lifetime it wasn't just the one Skyrim game ever released.
I know they dropped the trailer of the new one. Just please.
Yeah. uh, but so I know what you mean by like following like a series. You always want to catch them. I've played all of the God of Wars except 3. I haven't beat 3. I've beaten like half of it. I just haven't beat it all, and it
Yeah,
really makes me sad because I love God of War. It was just a bad time, and I just didn't get into 3.
yeah, man. Just do it now. Just do it now.
I know.
Hey, one thing I wanted you to notice is that entire time we talked about Far Cry, you notice how I didn't bring up the worst one.
All right, guys. I appreciate everybody joining us here today. Primal was like the one that they kind of threw in there, right?
It was a cool twist. It really was because they were trying to take a break of the climb this radio tower. Now you have this area, you know.
Yeah.
But it, like, if the other Far Cry's didn't exist, that game would have been so badass. But I went from like fully automatic, kitted up juggernaut, burning weed fields while dubstep is blasting in my ears, to fire.
Okay, that's fair.
I just could not fuck with the caveman.
Yeah, see me, I just enjoyed using the bow and arrows and stuff,
Yeah.
just taking people out.
And it makes complete sense because you started on that. So I bet that was like a really cool experience.
It's kind of, to me, what's that game where you can just do whatever you want?
Just cause?
Yeah, just cause. I played the one that was free on PlayStation, but I just never followed those games either.
Yeah. Those ones get a little boring to me. I can't really do like the destructive sandbox.
Yeah.
Because like, you blow shit up for an hour and you're like, oh, that's cool. And you're like,
Yeah.
so how do I actually play this game?
Yeah. What else do I do?
Yeah. I mean, once you're level 1, you're taking over tanks and crashing them in the helicopters.
Yeah.
Like, who's gonna stop this guy? No one's gonna stop this guy.
All right, man. Well, I think that's a good way to wrap it up, though. I mean,
Yeah.
we've kind of covered some great stuff that we got out of October and some great stuff to expect in November. So we'll definitely have to look more into these games as they come out, because obviously we're as excited as you guys are, especially with some of these big titles. And I'm talking big titles. These are heavy hitters coming out in November. Call of
Yep.
Duty and Battlefield alone are going to be some heavy hitters. Gran Turismo is a heavy hitter in my eyes, because I mean that's, or Forza. God, I'm so sorry. Forza is a Horizon. That's going to be a heavy hitter, because for people that really enjoy racing games. So be ready, and keep a watch out for those dates as they approach your calendar, and we'll dive into some of those and see what the community out there is playing. I got a couple people in mind I really want to bring back on and reach out to, because Vanguard, I probably won't play it when it first comes out, just because my anticipation for Battlefield. But I'd love to hear what people think about the game. So,
Yeah.
but I appreciate all of you that have joined us. You guys already know what to do. You guys have been showing your love. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're on all of them. And we're streaming on all platforms. If you're already listening to us, then you already know that. So continue showing your love and support like you always have. We appreciate you guys stopping by. Just remember, no matter where you are or what you're playing, we'll get you one step closer to clutching that dub. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Later.